Hello, sound check, sound check.
Latency check. 1, 2.
Checking 1, 2, 3. Good day, everyone. Welcome to
Reforge! Okay.
So today,
Pare,
medyo special tong topic
third
natin.
episode natin ngayon.
Natagalan tayo maghanda dito.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So pare, ano ba ang pag-uusapan for today's episode?
For today's episode, ang topic natin ay investment scams, frauds, and easy money.
Ayan, ako, sus Mario Jose.
Ano yan ngayon, pare?
Napapanahon. Diba?
Alam mo yan, sa social media.
Alam mo pare, pag pinag-usapan kasi natin investment, minsan nagkakaroon tuloy ng connotation ng tao na parang pag-investment, scam agad yan.
Oo.
Di ba? Parang, parang hard to believe na siya eh. Pero somehow, di naman natin masisi ang ibang tao kasi syempre may mga personal experiences din sila kung saan nanakawan sila ng malaking amount ng pera. Pero yan nga ang dahilan pre kung bakit nandito tayo ngayon.
Ba't natin tinatalakay?
Kasi ayaw natin na may mga reforgers tayo na ma-scam ulit. Or yung mga reforgers natin na hindi pa na-scam, sana hindi na nila maranasan. Di ba?
Kaya ito, tinatalakay natin sa episode na to.
Yan. So pare, bago tayo mag-umpisa, kailangan ma-identify muna natin ano ba ang scam?
Tama.
Ano ba ang fraud?
Tama.
Ano ba ang easy money?
Yes.
Diba? Baka kasi mamaya, yung definition natin is
iba-iba.
Mababaw.
Mababaw.
Di natin masyado ma-identify. Ano
so, dito sa Reforge, no, hindi kami basta-basta, tayo basta-basta nagbibigay lang ng kung ano natin, May mga references tayo na para alam natin na yung tinuturo natin sa mga viewers natin is tama.
Tsaka, pare, speaking of, syempre ayaw naman natin tulad ngayon. Ang pinag-uusapan natin, scam.
Yes.
Mahirap na, baka tayo ang matag-scam. Diba? Wala tayong reference eh. Baka sabihin, mukhang may plano itong dalawa ito. Walang reference eh. Okay. So, meron po tayong mga reference, no? Of course, nag-conduct din kami ng further research and investigation para naman may bigay namin yung tamang information sa ating mga reporters.
Tama.
Hey, so by definition, pare, ano ba ang scam?
Okay. Sabi dito sa Cambridge Dictionary, scam is a dishonest plan for making money or getting an advantage, especially on one that involves tricking people.
Ayan.
Malinaw yan, pare, ha?
Pare, kung halimbawa lang naman, halimbawa, pre, umutang ako sa'yo ngayon. Nangako ako, pre. Babayaran kita next week.
Sabi mo, next week.
Oo. Siyempre, magkaibigan tayo, pare, di ba?
Oo.
So, siyempre, pautangin mo ako. Sigurado naman ako, pre, pautangin mo ako, di ba? Pero ito ang tanong, pre. Pwede ba nating tawaging scam kung after kung makautang sa'yo, di na kita binayaran?
Pare, again, by definition.
Sige nga, pare.
Scam is a dishonest plan for making money or getting an advantage, especially one that involves tricking people. Trinik kita, nababayaran kita next week, pero hindi ko ginawa. By definition, scam yun, pare.
Pare, nangako ako sa'yo, babayaran kita next week. Dumating na next week. Nag-excuse. Hindi kasi.
Sa katapusan.
Wala, may binayaran kasi ako eh. Baka pwedeng next week na lang. Dumating ulit ang
sige naman, ako naman, ang bayad. Sige, walang problema.
Pare, we can call it a scam. Why?
Yes.
Una, dishonest siya. Nangako siya sa'yo ng specific date. Actually, di ba sa mga bangko, meron tayong tinatawag na maturity date. Kung saan, ang utang, hindi naman yan infinite, pare. Hindi naman pwedeng pinautang kita, tapos infinite na bayaran. Lugi ka naman doon, di ba? So, may maturity yan. Ngayon, dito sa case natin, nangako eh. So, siya nagbigay ng maturity period na, sige, tatapusin ko yung obligasyon ko sa'yo next week.
Sabi mo eh.
So, doon pa lang, may dishonesty na. At the same time, na-take ko yung advantage na alam ko, pautangin mo ko eh. Magkaibigan tayo eh. So, ginamit ko yun as an advantage. The problem is, may halo na siyang trickery. Kasi pre, I have no intention of paying you next week.
Tama.
Alam kong hindi ko
mababayaran.
Kukulitin. Alam kong di mo ako pipilitin agad. Kasi may pagkakaibigan tayo. So somehow it involves trickery.
And alam mo rin na hindi mo kaya bayaran yan next week agad.
Correct. So, again, by definition, pre, no?
Pasensya na po sa mga natatapakan. Dito lang tayo sa definition.
Sorry po sa mga tinamaan nung umutang.
Opo. Pero yun nga, by definition po, pagka yun nga, nagbitaw ka ng salita na manghihiram ka sa isang tao at hindi mo ito nabalik sa sinabi mong panahon or date, tinakdang panahon. By definition, it's falling under the scam category.
Okay. So again, ito po hindi po yan our own opinion.
Hindi,
This is based on Cambridge Dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
So, ako naman pre, ano ba ang pinagkaiba ng scam sa fraud?
Sige pare.
Actually,
fraud. Ano ba ang
medyo
fraud?
Associated sila with each other.
Medyo na-mix up natin minsan yun.
Okay. So, according to Investopedia, fraud is an intentional deceptive action designed to provide the perpetrators with unlawful gain or to deny a right to a victim.
Ang bigat niya, pare. Ang bigat niya na.
Actually, ayan, kanina pare nabanggit natin yung trickery. So somehow synonymous siya sa deceptions, no? Kasi nanloloko ka Pero ang tanong kasi, what's the difference between scam and fraud? Okay. Ang scam kasi pare, siguro we can take this as something na tumawag ako sa iyo and I ask for your information.
Okay.
Like for example, tinanong ko, "Sir, ano po ang pangalan mo?" I'm Jetro. Okay, Sir Jetro. Sir, pwede po bang malaman namin kung ano po ang address mo? Nakatira ako dito sa Olongapo City. Okay, sir. Sir, pwede ko po bang malaman, sir, may ilang credit cards po ba meron kayo? Mga 3 siguro. Sir, ako po yung 3 credit card numbers niyo po. At saka yung 3-digit numbers sa back ng card mo.
Okay.
Sorry, doon pa lang medyo, Pero sometimes, mamaya, i-discuss natin, paano ba nila nagagawa yan?
Tama.
Diba? How do they get this information?
Yes.
Kasi sa totoo lang, pag dinidiscuss natin, parang andali di ba? Parang, ba't ko naman bibigay yan? But there are ways
napakwal sa trap
on paano nila na-obtain ganyan information. So speaking of, yung pagkuha ko ng information sa'yo, because I'm tricking you na legitimate yung ginagawa ko, that's already a scam. Pero, from the moment I got the information, yung magpe-pretend ako that I am you, this is already an act of fraudulent activity.
Fraudulent activity.
Yes. Actually, they are very much, kumbaga, they are very much related. Pero we have to identify that scam and frauds, they fall on a different category.
Yes.
So what about, pare, ito, easy money.
Ayan nga Bakit ba na ang tao napapakagat sa scam at sa fraud? Kasi nga, gusto lang
easy money.
Okay.
So pare,
ikaw.
By definition.
Ito, na-shock din kami. Actually, mga viewers, na-shock din kami sa tunay na definition nito. Kasi, pag sinabi sa atin easy money, layman's term, parang...
madali yan, di ba? Pero actually, ngayon natin makikita na bakit ang easy money associated siya sa fraud tsaka sa scam. So bakit nga ba?
Pare, go.
So according to Merriam-Webster, easy money is money obtained without hardship or effort. In short, madali talaga.
Madali talaga.
Katulad yan, pare. Yung kaninang umutang ako sa'yo, balik tayo kay scenario 1 ulit.
Okay.
Umutang ako sa'yo,
pare.
Di ba? Kailangan kasi, pagpalagay na natin, pare, wala akong pang-date ngayon. Ikaw lang ang nakikita kong paraan na makakakuha ako ng pera na somehow, hindi ko na kailangan dumaan sa proseso ng bangko.
Okay,
In short, easy money.
Easy money.
Di ba?
Tama.
Pare, hindi na ako pupunta sa bank, pipila doon, mag-fill up ng form. Sa bangko, pre, may approval pa yan. Paano kung ngayon na yung date ko?
Mahaba pa proseso.
Correct. Ngayon na yung date ko Pare, mababasted ako. So, doon ako sa easy money. Hiram ako ng pera sa'yo without the intention of paying you. I got the advantage. I took an easy money. At the same time,
without hardship and effort
Eto pare. Dito pumasok sa scenario na to yung scam, fraud, and easy money.
Nag-isa no?
Niloko kita, kumuha ko ng pera sa'yo, that was an easy money. At the same time, nung nag-date na kami nung babae, I pretended that money is mine.
Fraud ka.
Fraudster. Diba? I pretended kasi
no?
I intentionally deceived.
Oo nga
Pero katulad yan, pare, dalawa na ang diniceive ko. Diniceive na kita, diniceive ko pa yung kadate ko.
Oo.
Right?
Both parties.
Yes. So, somehow, talagang related silang tatlo.
Pare, hindi mo napapansin, nagagawa mo yan, no? Hindi ka aware na nagagawa mo pala yung tatlong yan, di ba?
Yes. Actually, with all due respect, minsan, yun lang act of trickery, di ba? Like, for example, there are people na medyo pretentious Like, for example, magpe-pretend
anuhin ko naman.
Magpe-pretend na mayaman, di ba? Magpe-pretend na may pera.
May ganito ako,
di ba? They want to look luxurious, di ba? Na parang, ang pinoproject mo sa tao is, mayaman ako
Yes.
But at the end of the day, sino bang niloloko mo? Sarili mo lang, pare. Kasi, when you get back home, it's not you. Di ba?
Alam mo yan sa sarili mo.
Lahat yan, inutang mo yan. Saan? Sa credit card. Easy money. Diba? But again, this time we're going to talk about mostly, pare, investment scams.
Yeah.
And why people are falling into traps. Despite the patterns na halos paulit-ulit. Diba?
Kasi mga viewers, no, ang scam kasi, fraud, ang dami niyan.
Yes.
Hindi lahat yan, hindi natin mako-cover within one episode.
Actually,
so, doon tayo sa investment scam.
Investment scam. There are so many types of scams kasi.
Marami talaga.
Online scams. Meron din tayo yung sa recruitment scams. So, mahirap pare kung...
Lahat yan masyadong broad.
Yes. Kung sasakupin yan, it will take, I think, mga 3 more episodes. Diba? But again, dun tayo sa pinaka-most common na lang, which is mostly investment scam. So now, pare, that we have identified what is a scam, what fraud is, and what easy money is. How do we identify these scammers? So what are tips na mabibigay natin sa reforgers so that they could easily identify if a person is a scammer?
O kaya, yung ino-offer ba sa'yo ay isang scam?
Yes.
Diba?
So ano ba pare? Sige nga. Unang tip.
Unang tip. Scammers pretend to be from an organization you know. So yun, nagpapanggap sila na parte sila or sila yung isang org.
Again, pare, dishonesty and tricking people. Again, the purpose is simply to make you believe. Diba? Para maniwala ka. I have to convince you na what I'm doing is legal.
Legit to.
Diba? What I'm doing is legitimate. Kasi, pare,
part ako ng ganito, part ako ng ganyan.
Ang ginagawa kasi ng scammer is basically, they are concealing the true intention.
The true intention.
Diba? Nung ginagawa nila. Like, for example, I will be pretending like, I am working in a big insurance company. So, I help people to invest, no? And by the way, alam ko medyo wala kang pera ngayon or alam ko medyo maliit lang kinikita mo. But don't worry, I'll help you become rich. Yan. Dito na, mamaya.
Trickery, no?
Yan. So, doon pa lang pare, may halo ng panluloko. Right? May fraud. At the same time, nantitrick na siya into saying na, I can make you rich despite this small amounts of money na binibigay mo.
Okay, so yun yung number 1, no? They pretend to be from an organization you know.
And they also sometimes pretend to be from a, kumbaga mga
personality.
Mga kilalang personalities.
Artista.
Like they represent, di ba? Actually, ang client ko
si ganto, si ganyan.
Si Vice ganyan.
Yes. Diba? Sa mga TV.
So, they're using personalities. Again, this is basically just to conceal the true intention of the transaction.
Pare, number 2.
Okay. So, second tip, para we can identify what a scammer is. Of course, the second one is scammers says there's a problem or a price. Ito very common to pare. Alam nyo, when I was in the bank, kasi former banker ako before, one of the things na na-encounter namin in the bank before was yung tumatawag, yung mga scammers through phone. And most of the time, actually, tsambahan Kasi tatawag sila like, they will say, "Hi, good morning. This is Eugene from a big bank. We would like to inform you that your account is currently being hacked." And somehow, alam mo pare, the good thing about these scammers, nag-evolve
Sumasabay din sa
You know what? When I heard yung
spiel niya,
yung spiel niya, it's actually like a spiel from a call center. Straight up English, napaka-lumanay ng tone of voice niya.
Professional scammer.
Very legit. So parang ikaw tuloy, hindi mo makikitaan ng parang, parang niloloko ako nito Kasi they're very, very convincing talaga. So, sasabihin nila, ma'am, currently your account is being hacked. So, in order for us to avoid further inconvenience, so kindly provide me your username. Ayan na. Actually, again, they are trying to deceive you. At nagkataon lang na naswertehan na may account ka sa bank na yon. Of course, if you have an account on that bank, gusto mo bang ma-compromise ang account mo? Lalo na knowing na, honestly, pare, kahit sabihin mong 5,000 yan, 3,000 yan.
Pera is still pera.
Yes. Sino ba naman ang gustong mawala?
Siyempre, hindi.
Okay. So, somehow, ang ginagawa nila is they are pretending that there is a problem. May problema So, kailangan masolusyonan natin to. Or, the most common,
price.
Price, yan.
Yan, di ba? Common yan, yung nagta-text na nanalo ka ng 10,000 ganyan.
Yes. This is another form of scam. Diba? Would you imagine? Alam nyo, ito pa sorry pero minsan, ang nakakatawa lang kasi is, would you imagine, you won something na hindi mo naman sinali.
Without joining anything, di ba?
Magic. Sumali ka bigla sa isang...
1 million, nanalo
diba? Sumali ka sa isang contest. Nagbigay pa sila ng DTI permit.
May ganun pa May number
series
pa.
of 2023. Which is, I mean, again, if we're going to be honest, yung mga ganitong klase ng contest, nire-register talaga siya sa DTI. But this is the question. Sumali ka ba?
Hindi.
Right? So, I mean, let's not be a victim of these kinds of scam. Right?
And then again, kaya nga natin tinatalakay ito to prevent, di ba,
yes,
na ma-fall into scam time.
Okay. So, what else, pare? Ang mga how we identify scammers.
Isa pa to, di ba? Scammers pressure you to act immediately.
Ayan.
Di ba? Parang ngayon po, yun yung example mo. Your account is being hacked. Right now, di ba?
Yes. So,
may urgency.
Okay. Definitely, ikaw naman, somehow, nandun yung urgency sa'yo na,
teka,
wait, yung account mo. Paano to?
Paano yung milyones ko doon?
Ang masama, may mga cheque ka pang nakapending na in-issue mo na. So, ayaw mo tumalong ng cheque, di ba? Okay. Actually, this is one of the reasons. Actually, this is one of the best things that the scammer is doing. They're putting pressure. Kasi somehow, if they put the pressure, it urges you to act immediately. Di ba? Parang, now na to. Ayoko ng inconvenience everybody does not want inconvenience. Yes. Di ba? So, of course, kung nandun na yon, gusto mo sige, what do I have to do?
Ano ba?
Ano bang kailangan gawin natin? Okay po, ganito po. So, ma'am, bibigyan ko po kayo. I'll give you a step-by-step process. So, first, you have to give me your username. Ikaw naman. Sige po, Bordagul07.
Yan. Type ka naman.
Binigay mo naman. Ma'am, in order for us to check the account, you need to provide password. Actually, I do understand that the people that are watching, sasabihin nila, ba't mo naman bibigay yung password mo? Again, during that moment, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na, hindi ko ibibigay yan.
Hanggat wala ka doon sa sitwasyon.
Yes. Kasi again, they're putting a pressure on you. It just so happened, naswertehan lang, na nung tumawag sa'yo si fraudster or si scammer, nagkataon, may account ka talaga dun sa bank na yun. So, somehow, na-convince ka na yung sinasabi niya totoo. And they will start to put pressure. Kasi why? Bakit ba nagbibigay sila ng pressure? Because they don't want you to think. They want you to act.
Yes. Ayaw ka nila bigyan ng time na mag-critical thinking ka.
Kasi, bigla ka mapapaisip Di ba kung nasa tamang pag-iisip ka, parang, wait.
Teka lang.
Bakit mo tinatanong yung password ko? Di ba confidential yan? At the same time, bakit kailangan mong ma-access yung account ko? Di ba may access kayo dyan? So, syempre, kung medyo mabagal si scammer na, ma'am, okay lang po ba? Check natin. So, bigay mo sa akin yung password. Kasi kung gaganunin ka niya, somehow magkakaroon ka ng konting seconds to think.
Makakapag-analyze
diba, wait, bakit last time nagtatanong ako sa bank, di naman ako tinatanong ng password. Di naman ako tinatanong sa username ko. Binibigay ko lang. At saka, ba't tinanong niya yung pangalan ko? Dapat nga sa information
alam na agad
ko,
yung number pa lang na tinawagan ako, alam na dapat.
So, nagbibigay siya ng, magkakaroon ka ng ample time to think, which tinatanggal, Miss scammer yan.
Kasi they're applying pressure to act immediately.
Ma'am, your account is currently being compromised. Ma'am, you have to give me immediately yung password mo po so that ma-action na natin agad. Kasi we have to make sure na walang makukuha sa account mo. So, ikaw naman, dali-dali, bibigay mo lahat ng information na kailangan. And this is where the magic happens.
Talaga.
Diba? Before you know it,
nabitag ka na.
Akala mo, ang ending spiel nila is, ma'am, your account has been successfully secured. So, don't worry, ma'am. Kindly wait for 24 hours and don't worry, your account will no longer be compromised. But the truth
Pagtingin mo,
pag-check mo ng balanse mo,
tapos
wala na. Actually, the worst na nangyari sa amin is, from the moment they check, hindi na nila ma-access. Why? Change password na siya. So, hindi mo na rin makita. Only to find out, pagpunta nila sa bangko, simot na. Right? Again, this is to spread awareness. This is how scammers deal with people. So, last, pare, how do we identify scammers?
Scammers tell you to pay in a specific way. Yan. Meron silang binibigay kung paano ka, sa gantong number mo isend, sa gantong account mo isend.
Okay.
Di ba?
Yes.
Magtataka ka, bakit doon specifically?
Yes. And most common ngayon, pare, is GCash.
Yes. Tapos, minsan, pangalan pa ng kung sinong Herodes. Di ba?
Like, minsan, magtataka ka tuloy. Sasabihin sa'yo, okay, so, ganito po, no, ma'am, para hindi po ma-hack yung account natin. So, temporarily, i-transfer po muna natin yan sa account nito.
Ang galing,
diba?
Ang galing.
So, temporarily, we have to transfer para ma-secure lang po natin.
May pa-ganun pa, no?
But again, they're creating pressure. So, ikaw naman, yung bawat specific instruction na binibigay
nila, ka naman.
Sinusunod mo eh. And again, this is somehow, parang psychology din to eh. Diba na?
Bodol na.
Yes. Nandun ka sa urgency ng moment eh. So, again, wala kang magawa. But again, they will tell you to pay in a specific way. Like, bibigyan ka ng GCash number. Tapos, isa pa yan eh. If, for example, alam mo, kaya ako medyo, actually, never pa nga ako na-scam eh. Kasi, ang unang tanong ko dito is, for example, if I'm going to pay, usually in big companies, pag magbabayad ka pare, pangalan ng company nakasulat eh. Diba? For example,
hindi personal na tao na pangalan.
Pag nagsuswipe tayo pare ng credit card, for example, kumain ka sa Jollibee. Diba usually ang nakasulat sa receipt mo is what? Jollibee, purchase in Jollibee, 500 pesos. Yes. Dito, ipapatransfer to a name of a person, pero ang nire-represent niya is company. So, somehow, diba, medyo mag-isip-isip tayo ng konti. But of course, this is how we identify them.
Identification to.
But the question is, how do we avoid investment scams?
Yeah. Paano mo nga naman ba maiiwasan?
Yes, how do we avoid these things? So, number 1, pare.
Don't give out personal information.
Yan, very important. Bakit kaya pare, we should not give out personal information?
Kasi, again, yung definition nga natin kanina ng fraud, maaaring gamitin yung personal information natin eh. Na magpapanggap sila, na sila si Jethro or sila si Eugene.
Unlawful gain.
Unlawful gain. Para ititrick ka na, hello, this is Jethro. Can you give me gantong amount of money? Kilala mo ako personally. Kapatid mo ako. Kunyari, si Jethro to, kailangan ko lang agad ng pera.
Yes.
Ibabalik ko agad. Actually, pare, may mga ganon.
Yes, may gumagawa niyan. Actually, siguro magandang example lang nito, no? I had one workmate sa bank before. Yung scammer, actually fraudster, kasi gumamit siya ng identity. Gumawa siya ng fake account ng isang kasama din namin sa bank.
So, yung information ng kawork mo, yun ang ginamit?
From the profile picture to the name. So, nagtaka yung manager namin na, wait, bakit dalawa yung account ni ganito? Sabi niya. Ngayon, nung chinek, etong fake account, nangungutang. Alam mo, siguro, it just so happened. Sabi ko nga, minalas lang tong si Fraudster. Kasi, etong si manager ko at etong ginagaya niya.
Magkasama?
Matagal nang magkakilala yan.
Magkakilala na talaga.
At alam mo, isa lang ang sinabi niya sa akin. Hindi uutang to.
Ayun.
Never uutang to.
Kasi kilala ko.
Correct. Kilala. Kasi they've known each other for
so
long years na eh. I think, nung dumating ako sa company na yan.
Matagal na sila
they've already been friends.
So, hindi mangungutang siya,
So, nagtaka siya. Bakit siya nangungutang?
Naalarma siya.
Only to find out na, actually, hindi pa alam nung kasama niya na may mga chinachat na. At saka, actually, ako rin, nagulat din ako kasi in-add niya ako sa Facebook. Which is, ang alam ko nga,
friends na to
kami. So, ako naman, medyo given the benefit of the doubt, baka naman sabi ko, na-delete niya ako as friend or na-unfriend niya ako. Tapos in-add lang ulit. Kasi hindi ko naman tinanong yung iba kung gano'n din. Yung pala, only to find out na lahat kami, sinendan pala
ng fraudulent activity na.
Yes. So, nagpe-pretend na siya.
Kasi nga, again, ginamit yung personal information mo.
And also, as a part of not giving out our personal information, siguro pare, let's just give an advice. One of the things na sinasabi ko rin sa mga students ko is IDs. Let's not post IDs in social media. This is one way for perpetrators to easily get information.
Access
Kasi pare, ID is valid.
Data,
legal yan
legal.
Nandun ang address mo, nandun ang full name mo.
No ID, no entry.
Correct. I mean, why would you post something like that? Kasi, I mean, I do understand sometimes we are in the moment. Like for example, yung iba, pag nakakakuha ng bagong
pipicturean, kasama pa yung number and name.
I mean, let's not do that.
Oo.
Kasi, una, we're giving them access to our personal information.
Parang binigay mo na sa fraudster na, ito, gamitin nyo.
Again, wag po nating i-assume na lahat ng taong makakakita ng information mo is basically, gusto lang nilang tignan yan.
Merong mga kawatan talaga dyan.
We have to assume always for the worst na baka mamaya someone could take your picture, someone could take this information and use it para sa personal gain.
Kaya magi tayong mindful, no? Sa pag-give out ng personal information, lalo online pare. Diba?
Okay.
Yan.
So,
Number 2.
What else? Do not make advance payments. Ayan. Alam mo pare, most common to sa mga pyramiding scam. Right? Kasi si pyramiding scam, i-require ka muna niya mag-invest. Diba? Invest muna.
Pare, bakit ako natatawa? Ang dami ko naaalalang mga kakilala ko.
If I'm not mistaken, Plagel. Diba? Plagel. So, would you imagine, si Plagel, no? Ang concept kasi niya is Ponzi scheme or
pyramiding.
Yes, pinaka most common is tawag ng Ponzi scheme is pyramiding scam. Yes. So dito, ang ginagawa kasi is mag-i-invest ka sa akin and then yung ibabayad ko sa iyo manggagaling dun sa susunod na mag-i-invest. 'Di ba? Actually, ang kawawa dito is yung pinakahuli.
Tulo.
Na wala na siyang
wala na mapapala yan.
Okay. So dito remember any amount to regardless if that's 100 pesos, 500 pesos. We're not talking about the amount We're talking about assurance na anong kasiguraduhin
bakit magbabayad ka, diba?
Yes, I mean, how am I sure na, I mean, I do understand that when it comes to investment, uncertain naman talaga ang investment, diba?
Kahit
may mga
yung
risk yan yes. Pero somehow, at least let's find an assurance na, wait, anong kasiguraduhin ko na talagang tong pera ko is gagamitin purely for investment? Diba? Saan ba talaga mapupunta to?
Bago ka maglabas ng pera.
Sometimes, it pays to be skeptical Diba? Ask questions. Diba? Kasi sometimes, pag no further question ka na, no further answers din. Diba? So, I mean, ask. I mean, if it's a legitimate transaction, a person that's selling you a legitimate product is most likely to oblige to questions. Diba? Halimbawa, pare, bentahan kita ngayon. Oh, ito, sir, bili mo tong mouse. Maganda ba yan? Yes, sir. Actually, ito yung mga features niya. Paano kung wala na siyang battery? Sir, ganito po yung gagawin. I mean, I would oblige to your questions because my product is legitimate. Diba? Magandang quality yan Pero, what do scammers do?
Yan.
They avoid these questions.
Yan, ayaw nila yan.
For example,
basta magbigay ka na ng pera, kunin mo na to.
Correct. Maganda ba to? Maganda yan, sir.
Sir, limited ano lang to.
Sayang yan.
Last na lang to talaga, sir.
Okay.
For 500 pesos, sir.
Sige, para makasigurado lang, paano pag nalobat?
Ay, naku, sir.
Hindi, wag mo yung isipin yan.
Yan.
Wag mo nang isipin yan, sir.
Tama.
Bilin mo na to, sayang to. They are trying to avoid questions. Why? Kasi they will get further answers.
Gusto nila, mag-payment ka na.
Correct. So, do not make an advance payment unless you are certain. Diba? Okay. What else, pare?
Only transact with reputable sellers, di ba?
Yes. Only transact with reputable sellers. When we say reputable, pare, these are the people that's already established names.
Yes.
Companies that has established their names. Pero again, babalik tayo dun
pare, yun eh. Nagko-connect lahat eh, di ba?
Babalik tayo dun sa unang natin, which is, di ba, how do we identify scammers? They are pretending to be from an organization, So what if I pretended to be in a corporation na very well known?
Pinipresenta mo na galing ka doon.
The question is, how do I identify them? Diba? Of course, dito pare, the first thing that you have to ask, remember, we're talking about investment is a form of security. And when we talk about securities, pare, there's only one government institution that handles securities. It's none other than Securities and Exchange Commissions.
Okay.
Pare, when we talk of SEC, you can basically, actually the good thing about our society today, all informations are easily accessible. The only problem minsan is, we're not trying to seek answers Diba? Pero nandiyan na
Nandiyan na, available.
If you go to SEC, you can simply search the name of the company.
Ano ba, sinabi mo, Eugene ganto store.
Yes.
Sinearch ko.
Okay, I think, pare, you should show it on the screen.
Sige.
Diba? Okay.
Papakita natin yan. Ito.
Okay. Like for example, what if I put the name, like for example, Eugene's Corporation. So if I put the name of Eugene's Corporation, the question is, nandoon ba ako?
Tingnan natin, pare.
So what if wala, pare?
Matik.
Diba? Okay. But, again, let's be skeptical. Let's make research muna, diba? Huwag naman tayo mag-jump agad into conclusions na, wait, parang fake yata to, fraud yata. It's not because wala silang registration, meaning hindi agad sila authorized. That's why, in order for you to identify whether these companies are legitimate for investment, search, have they issued an IPO? Pare, what is an IPO? Initial Public Offering.
Yes.
New companies always issue IPOs. I think maganda i-discuss investments in the near future.
Yes.
Diba?
Maaring next episode or in the coming episodes natin. Itatalakayin natin yan, a deeper dive on investments.
Yes. Okay. So pare, with regards to SEC, you can basically find the name of the company in an SEC website. Search the company's name. If it's not there, meaning most probably it's a scam. But again, if it's a new company, they should have issued an IPO, an initial public offering. Because again, SEC is a government body that regulates all securities. Meaning, para makapag-issue or makapagbenta ng investment ang company, dapat ikaw muna ay registered ng SEC. At dapat ikaw ay part ng mga publicly listed companies.
Di pare, yung sinasabi, may mga naririnig kasi ako na, eto, Sir Eugene, invest ka dito sa company ko, sa business ko, small business ko. May contract naman to, yung 50K mo, kikita ng 10K every month for 3 months.
Okay.
So, pag tinype ko yung pangalan ng company sa SEC, wala. Doon pa lang pare, di ba?
Yes. medyo questionable
na.
Ito pa. Alam mo pare, sometimes contracts can kumbaga nagiging
deceptive tool
becomes, yes, a deceptive tool. And contracts are not considered legal unless notarized yan.
Tama.
If we want this contract to be legal, ask your contract to be notarized. Di ba pare? Kasi if it's notarized, meaning it's witnessed by a attorney. Everything should be legal. Kasi pare, I can give you a contract now. Pwede kita bigyan eh.
Tama.
Bigyan mo ako 50K pare and I'll make sure every week may 10,000 pesos ka sa akin. I can even give you a contract na nagsasabi nun. Pero ang tanong, na-notarize ba?
Hindi.
Right? Again, they will only deceive you pare. I will conceal na eto contract. Totoo yan. Legit yan. Again, scammers, parang mga Digimon yan eh. Nag-i-evolve yan. Diba? They will do the best that they can to make sure that they could get the things that they want from you.
Tama.
Money.
Tama.
Right? They will try whatever it takes to get money from you.
Tama.
They will deceive you in every possible way. That's why, pare, I would suggest SEC is your biggest ally. When if we want to know whether the investment is legitimate or not. And just an addition, pare, if it's registered in DTI, it is not allowed to sell investments.
Kasi pare, magkaiba yung DTI and Securities and Exchange. Okay?
DTI is for small to medium enterprises. SECs are for companies.
Corporations.
Companies that are issuing securities that can be sold in different or various investors.
Investment.
Yan. Okay.
So again nga, if you want to italakay pa natin yung deeper side ng investment, securities and exchange, DTI, mga ganyan topics, just let us know para sa next episode or coming episodes natin, pwede natin italakay yan in a deeper and wider detail.
Yes,
okay.
Of course. So what else, pare? How do we avoid these types of investment scams?
Nabanggit mo na rin kanina. Be suspicious by default.
Yes.
Or skeptic ka dapat.
Yes. Kasi again, we're talking about money, di ba?
Hindi naman natin yan pinupulot lang o tinatae lang, di ba?
Di ba? That's why, again, let's be skeptical. Kahit piso lang ang hinihingi ko.
Yes.
Right? Even if piso lang yan. And by the way, no, it doesn't matter kung kilala mo ang isang tao. What matters is, do you have the documents to support the legitimacy of your transactions?
Tama.
Diba?
Black and white.
Yes, because again, scammers will use every means.
Lahat.
Right? I can be a scammer.
Lahat, oo.
You can be a scammer. Diba? Paano? Kasi, I mean, knock on wood, dumating sa point ng pangangailangan.
Easy money. Kailangan mo ng easy money.
Diba? Alam nyo, let's not justify, kasi regardless of whatever reasons you're partaking on scam. Let's say, kaya lang naman ako,
doesn't justify the means.
Exactly. Kaya lang naman ako ng scam kasi yung nanay ko nasa ospital. Kailangan ko na 1 milyon. I mean, there's a lot of ways for you to get money in a legal way. But let's not deceive people.
Yes.
Right?
Let's not do fraudulent and scam activities.
Exactly. So what else? So, of course, lastly pare, resist acting immediately or giving in to pressure.
Yun, parang yung kanina rin, di ba?
Kanina, dinidikdik ka na. Start to pause and reflect.
Yes.
Diba? Eto na. Sir, mahahack ka na po. I need the password now. Pause for a second. Right? Give yourself at least 2 to 3 seconds to think. Wait.
Isip ka.
Why is he getting my password? Wait lang.
Teka lang.
Diba, taga-bangko kayo?
Oo.
I think hindi ko kailangang ibigay yung aking password para malaman yung information ko.
Yun pangalan tinawagan nyo ako. Alam nyo na yung number ko. Dapat, alam nyo na yung pangalan ko. Alam nyo na yung account ko.
Exactly. Nung tumawag pa lang siya, yun palang tinawag kitang, Sir, good morning.
Alam mo na agad eh. Diba?
Obvious agad. If I am from a legitimate corporation, I will not address you as sir. I will address you as your name. di ba? Good morning, Mr. Jetro.
Am I speaking to Mr. Jetro?
My name is Eugene Amador. I am from a big bank.
Ganyan.
Diba? Can I speak to, or most of the time nga, di ba? Hi, my name is Eugene. I am from a big bank. May I speak to Mr. Jetro? Jetro, please.
Yes.
I mean, they already have the information. They have the access.
Hindi mo na kailangan tanungin.
Yes. I work in a bank. I get the information. Actually, pag nagsisell nga kami ng product, we don't need to ask pa na,
ano pong pangalan niyo?
Ano pong name niyo? Saan pong address niyo? Binigay na ni customer yan eh. It's already inputted in the system of the company. So why are you asking?
Doon pa lang.
Yes. Red flag na agad yan.
Kaya resist acting immediately.
So, if they're putting too much pressure, think and reflect.
Doon ka dapat
pause
lalo
for a second. Wait. I think he's trying to get information from
Pandarin mo yung critical thinking mo. Isipin mo muna yung scenario.
Yes,
diba?
Kasi minsan, again, when you are put into pressure, sometimes we act immediately. Because again, fraudsters wants you to act. They don't want you to think. Diba? They're removing that ability of you to think eh.
Talagang itong mga fraudster, talagang professional.
Magaling sila. Actually, I have witnessed so many scammers and I've seen so many techniques that they did.
And sadly, pare.
They're getting better and better each day.
And a lot of people fall into their traps, diba?
Yes. That's why, again, this is one of the reasons why we are here in the first place. Because we want people to avoid these kinds of schemes. Diba? Na, this can be avoided eh. Okay, and by the way, we're not victim blaming. But of course, sabi nga nila, walang manloloko kung walang nagpapaloko.
Paano ka hindi magpapaloko? Be informed.
Yes, exactly. That's why you need to hit the bell button para makita nyo po kung every kailan kami nag-a-update ng bago naming episodes, and subscribe so that you can get the best information needed for your daily lives.
Yes, tama. Diba? You need information, pare, and knowledge.
Exactly. So, paano naman, pare? Let's say, I did not avoid the scam. Let's say, na-scam na ako. So, what do I do in cases of these scams?
Ang gagawin mo, pag na yan na.
Yes.
In case information was provided, especially password or PINs, immediately change it to avoid further damage or access.
Yes, exactly. Pare, why do we need to change passwords and PINs? Bakit ba kailangan natin palitan agad yan? Just in case na naibigay na natin. Why do we need to change it, pare?
Para hindi na nila ma-access agad yung information mo or your account mo.
Yes. To avoid further compromise.
Yes. Diba? Actually, di ba nga, recommended yan, pare, na may certain months ba na kailangan mo magpalit ng change ka.
And by the way, a part of this, pare, no, I think, eto, guilty ang lahat doon sa nangyari sa Facebook. Remember nung biglang nag-offline? Ang daming nakalimot sa password.
Yan. Kasi lahat ngayon.
Yes. Easy access
easy
eh.
Access.
But actually, personally, I don't recommend yung mga autofill-ins. Kasi ngayon, actually,
accessible na rin yan sa mga...
There are so many ways para ma-access yung cookies natin.
Sabi mo nga kanina, nag-i-evolve yung mga fraudster na yan.
Yes, diba? They will try to do the best that they can so that they could have easy money.
Tama.
Diba? So, what else? If representing as a company, report immediately to the legitimate company. For example, I represented myself as a big bank. Diba? Kung nagbabangko ka talaga dito sa bangko na to, I mean, call them immediately. Inform them na my account has been hacked. And tumawag sa akin na provide ko information.
Nagre-representa sila na sila daw ay part
because the bank can block the account immediately. Yan, di ba even sa, if I'm not mistaken, sa credit card, minsan pag nawawala ang credit card, tawag mo kay customer service and then automatic ibablock nila para hindi ma-swipe kung sino man ang nakapulot nun. So, same goes here. If you've already provided the information, act immediately, tawag ka kagad dun sa company na involved and then tell them what happened so that they could make an immediate action. Kasi sometimes, the further we delay, the further that they can have access. Diba?
Natangay na.
Yes. Tama. So, what else, pare?
Report to local authorities.
Okay. Yan. So, where do we report this, pare?
So, ito, no? I-report natin to dito.
Ayan.
Ito, nakikita nyo dito. Ayan, dito natin pwede i-report yung mga scams and mga suspicious activity na ating na-encounter. Dito, ito, basahin nyo tong link na to. Yan ang mga pwede nating pag-reportan.
And this is based from, I think this is based from the website of BSP,
Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Pare, again, hindi naman tayo basta-basta nagsasalita lang dito.
Of course.
May mga legitimate tayong references, syempre.
Mahirap na, baka mahirap matag as scammers.
Ayaw naman natin yan. Diba?
Yes. Diba? Shoutout pala kay Sir Frank. No?
Pare, pakibasa naman para lang sa ano.
Okay. So, ano pa ba yung mga dapat nating kino-consider, di ba? How, just in case na na-scam na tayo. So, of course, report any suspicious company. Any form of company na tumawag sa'yo. Saan po? So, again, it's been laid out in our screen. So, ito po yung kanilang hotlines ng SEC, hotlines ng BSP, the email of SEC, and the email of BSP. And of course, a part of this, kasama din yung ating mga kapulisan. Of course, for the
local authorities,
cybercrime authorities ng National Police.
PNP, yes.
So, you can report this to them so that we can further spread awareness, especially kung may mga ganito pang uri ng scams. So, let's wrap it up, pare.
Final words, pare. Ikaw. Final words mo? Within sa ating topic today na tinalakay, ano yung mga final words mo sa ating mga viewers?
Siguro, ang mai-impart ko na lang na message is, especially when it comes to scam, is sometimes we need, remember, if it's too good to be true.
Yun.
Diba?
Yan talaga.
It's a scam.
Pare, yung 5,000 mo, gagawin kong 1,000,000. It's a scam, agad na.
Pare, hindi na 1,000,000 eh. Imaginein mo na lang, magbigay ka sa akin, let's make it a small amount.
Small amount na lang.
Bigyan mo ako ng 1,000.
1K.
Yan. Next week, bibigyan kita ng 500. Would you imagine that's already 50% interest? Walang kahit sinong big institution ang kayang magbigay sa iyo ng ganun kalaki.
Tapos ikaw, bibigay mo lang sa akin, 1 week lang. 50% Troy na ako.
The best thing about that, pare, gusto mong mas lumaki pa, mag-invite ka. I'll give you an additional 500. Would you imagine? 100% interest rate in a matter of weeks.
Tama. Isipin mo yun?
Pare, this is too good to be true.
Again, yan ha.
Right? If it's too good to be true, it's a scam. Again, I do understand na tayo po, we are trying to find ways to earn additional source of income.
Lahat naman tayo may pangangailangan.
Diba? Let's be skeptical. Let's make an additional research. It pays to know so that hindi tayo basta-basta naluloko. And again, knowledge is power.
Tama.
Diba?
Yan ang sasabihin ko pa lang. Lamang ang taong may alam. Okay. So, ayun, no? Same din ako sa masasabi ko sa nasabi mo, Eugene, no? Yun. Be skeptic.
Yes.
Sa anumang dealings mo, basta involving money.
Yes.
And nagpe-presenta sila ng as an investment or easy money.
Yes,
Be skeptic, mga kaibigan, no? So, para ma-avoid natin yan, na wag tayo mag-fall into traps sa mga fraudsters and scammers, no?
Exactly.
And then, again nga pala, ipopost natin sa link natin sa baba, itong mga pwede pang mga reference na maaaring makatulong sa ating mga viewers. No?
Yeah, so, let's give yung pong link ng website natin or the page ng BSP on how to protect yourselves from frauds and scams. So, again, I do understand that we want to, have an extra income. But again, our parting words is be knowledgeable, have a little research, and watch videos like this so that you will be informed on what is right and what is wrong. What is a scam and what is a legitimate investment. And don't worry, if magpapa-invest kami ni Jetro, we'll make sure that we are registered in SEC. Ayan. Company na kami pag nagkataon yan.
Hindi kami magiging fraudster or scammers. Again, we're imparting knowledge and providing you the right information Dahil nga pare, labang ang taong may alam. Tandaan niya.
And remember, this is free.
Yes, libre lang to.
Diba?
Just like and share po. And again, thank you. And you are watching
Reforge.
Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by.